core learning management system is comprised of modules that all tie together to make up the complete system. Understanding how each of these modules work and interconnect with the other modules will help ensure that you get the most from your core learning management system. It may seem a little confusing at first, but hopefully this video will help explain the overall flow of information and how all these modules work together to meet the end result. So, let's start at the top and work our way around the complete process. First and foremost, everything starts with your contacts. Everyone is a contact, including core learning management, staff, consultants, guests, everyone. So the first module of your core learning system is the contact manager. Now, all contacts are people or parties. Remember this simple rule about parties. Parties are simply groups of people. Parties are school districts, schools, organizations, or any custom grouping you wish to add to your system. Parties can also have parent-to-child relationships, which allows you to create sub-parties. This helps better organize and group your parties. An example, the school district's central office would be the parent party, while all the schools that fall under the school district would be child parties. If you need to identify particular areas of a school or specific departments or even classrooms, you can continue through multi-levels of generations of parent-child relationships. Remember also that parties don't have to have people linked to them. You can create a party contact only and have no people affiliated with a party. People are always people, though, and always listed under people. People are linked to parties through affiliations and roles. People can also be linked to multiple parties and even have multiple roles. So in summary, people and parties are managed independently and treated as separate records, and then linked together through affiliations and roles. Whenever we refer to any company, district, school, office, organization, or agency, we always refer to these types of contacts as parties. Whenever we refer to an individual, they are always referenced as people under your contacts. People and parties linked together through affiliations and roles become your clients as well as your consultants. But remember, your contact manager can also identify your managers, your staff, your prospects, your resources, even your website visitors who fill out your forms online. So really, everyone who you communicate with can be added as a contact and then grouped accordingly under your contact types. Next is the contract, where we identify the client and consultants, as well as the services the contract will cover. Services also have service types and billing increments that tie into the service and pre-populate the contract. Next, to execute service for a contract, we create a work order. The work order is where you invite your consultants to take action and begin to service your client contract. Work reports are generated by work orders and completed by the consultants as they schedule, execute, and complete their assigned work orders. Consultant completed work reports are then moved to review mode to be approved by the system manager and then spooled for automatic email delivery to the client. At the same time the work reports are spooled and delivered to the client, the system also generates and sends the invoice to the client and attaches work reports to the invoice as proof of services performed. A copy will also go to the accounts payable contact if pre-identified in the contract. Once again, at the same time the invoice is generated and spooled, the consultant's pay voucher is also generated and spooled for weekly payment. A copy of the pay voucher is sent to the consultant along with their submitted and approved work report. And that completes the cycle of executing a contract for your client using your new management system. One more important module to note, and the one that helps tie people, parties, and contracts together, are the system keywords. Keywords will be explained in more detail later, but it is important to note now that they do play an important role in keeping your list narrowed down to just the relevant matching criteria. Lastly, we move back up to contacts and to people who will have access to the system. The important thing to remember concerning your contacts is that they are simply that, contacts. Contacts do not automatically have access to sign in to the core learning management system. In order for that to happen, a contact person must first have a user account. And a user account can only be created with a valid and verified email address. Once a user account has been created for a contact person, they must then be granted access and assigned an access level before they can sign in and out of the system. And this completes the Core Learning Management System's flow of information. Again, we will go into more detail of each of the modules and how to use the system in future videos. But this video should give you a clear picture of how the system works and ties all the various modules together. Thanks for watching.